G'day guys, Lemon Eating Cow here, and I'm back with some pretty exciting news for Final Fantasy 15. So a few weeks ago we found out that the ESRB had registered the rating for a new game called Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, and having just checked my emails, I got a promotional email from Square Enix and they said that the Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition is real and it will be released on March the 6th. Not only this, we have got a Royal Edition to the website, and you can go there and check out some different screen caps and a bit of information on it. But also, we do have a full launch trailer for it, or a teaser trailer, or whatever. Also, they've talked about the Windows PC or the Windows Steam or whatever edition it is. Sorry, I'm a bit excited, as you can see. But I'm going to go over the website very quickly, and then we're going to jump in that trailer and I guess get my reactions of it, which I don't usually do, but I'm going to give it a shot. See how it goes anyway. So this is the website here. If you go to finalfantasyxv.com/English or whatever country you may be in, and then Royal-Edition. And really cool splash here. It's playing the trailer in the background. And then it says, coming the 6th of March 2018. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition brings the acclaimed epic to new heights, packed with an add-on content and new features. Join Prince Noctis and his closest friends as they fight against the Empire in an effort to take back their fallen kingdom. Now, I don't know whether the Royal Edition type of DLC is going to be like a separate edition or like a separate set of DLC or something that you can get outside of the Royal Edition, or whether it's exclusive to the Royal Edition. I'm really not sure. And this actually takes me completely by surprise, because I think in my last video, or since that video has come out, I've said, and there's pretty much no chance we're going to get extra content, but I was completely wrong. Like, way off the mark. We're getting heaps of new content. So anyway, the Royal Edition includes an all-new dungeon, Insomnia City Ruins, the expanded map. So it is going to be, it's not going to be the cool before destruction Insomnia, it's going to be the after one. But we've also seen a new monster that comes along with that, which we'll go over in the trailer a little bit. There's new features such as first-person mode, new gear, and new bosses. Pretty cool. There is a new attack called Armiger Unleashed, or Armiger Unleashed. After you collect all 13 Royal Arms, a more action-orientated mode of the Armiger is unlocked, which is awesome. Also, Royal Vessel, the boat from Final Fantasy 15, is now a controllable vehicle. The same body of water between Cape Cairn and Altissia can now be freely explored. So no more swimming exploits or God mode exploits or anything like that. So pretty cool to know. Kind of break the out-of-bounders, but yeah, awesome. They're really expanding on it. Also, with the Royal Edition, you get all of the Season Pass content, which is I assumed that was all you were going to get. I didn't think you were going to get extra stuff. So you get Episode Gladiolus, Prompto, Comrades, and Episode Ignis. And there's also over a dozen of DLC pieces, including weapons, regalia car skins, and item sets. The critically acclaimed game, Final Fantasy 15. Okay, so you get the base game with it as well. And down here, you've got a few screenshots. This is a screenshot of the ruined Insomnia dungeon, I would imagine. Although, whether you can call it dungeon or not. This is something they tease in the trailer, which is the Rulers of Yore. But we'll go a bit more into that. This is a new weapon, or a new, I don't know about weapon, a new boss in the Insomnia dungeon, I believe. Then we have another thingy of Yore, Ruler of Yore. Another one which looks absolutely fantastic. Like, what amazing character design there, kind of like the broken porcelain face. Another picture of Omega there. Somebody blocking some fire from a fire-breathing dog. And then we have Cerberus. So this isn't quite the Cerberus that we saw in the tech demo trailers. That was more like a really black, sleek, unless this is like the monstrous or evolved type of version of it. But the Cerberus we originally saw kind of looked like a xenomorph a little bit, with that same type of black, sleeky texture. We've got a picture of Ardyn here too, which is interesting because he makes a little bit of a scene in Insomnia. We got Insomnia under attack. We got the bros out with some big-ass whale in the middle of the ocean, so it looks like they're actually going to have content in the ocean as well. Probably pointing out the big-ass whale in the ocean. They said there's going to be a little bit of expansion to the to the Type D as well. What they could do with it is beyond me. And then back to the battles against the rulers of yore. But anyway, without further ado, let us look at the trailer. So I've got the trailer queued up here. You can see it through my site, or sorry, the channel page, or you can also go through the official means of the Square Enix page. So let's take a watch, shall we? So this looks like the new Armiger mode. You can see down in the bottom left-hand corner the new symbol down there. Royal Edition. So there's a character swap. We've seen that one before. Which is in the current patch now. That's actually live. There looks like the new updates to the Type D. It doesn't... I think that's footage we've seen before though. That was the original release of it. Here is the Royal Vessel. This is the vessel that you go on during the final chapters. And that big-ass whale thing. Hopefully they've got a bit of content out here. Then we have the expanded map, Insomnia City Ruins. Pretty cool. Looks like it's all under attack again. Ardyn makes an appearance here. I don't know where this is going to fit in the timeline. Got an extra boss, Cerberus. He looks like he's also in the ruins. Then we have someone that looks much like Core, but not. A Mega Boss. A Mega Boss. Then we have Rulers of Yore. And these are like the old kings of Lucius, so looks like we're going to have to battle against them. Maybe to win our sigils in Comrades, or something along the lines of that. There's the Armiger Elise. It's much like the type of God mode as it's been dubbed. But, yeah, wow. And of course it has all the Season Pass content, as well as Episode Ignis here. Looking completely badass.
Brothers and sisters, I ask you to stand by me and fight at my side for the light, for the future of our world.
That definitely looks like Comrades content. Some of this content, I would imagine.
Perhaps we'll meet again at daybreak.
Well, there you go. Oh, look at these other cool videos. Man, look at that hands-on impression of Secret of Mana Remake. You should click on that one. That is good. Let's go over a few things here. So here in the mode, down in the bottom left hand corner, you can see like a new symbol down here. I think it's is it the Lucian symbol? Maybe someone's told me it before, but it's completely flitted from my mind. Also, we've got Aranea in the party here. It is night though, so it's possible that she's just jumped down to help us fight a demon, because there is a demon on the screen as well. So I don't really know if that hints towards her actually being playable in the game or not, but yeah, it's interesting that she makes an appearance here. Also, you've got a little L1 gauge here that maybe you have to tap it or something to fill up the gauge, but it looks like in this mode Noctis kind of behaves a little bit like he does when he takes on Leviathan, like shooting weapons around and then finishes off with a big final attack. So it looks hella kick-ass. That is the Armiger Unleash mode, I think. Then they went over the character swap, which we've seen before. Then the Type D, but I believe that this is the same trailer that we see when the Type D was originally released. So I don't think there's anything new too new there. Then we've got that Royal Vessel, which is the boat that we use in the later chapters of the game. It's interesting that they would give us access to the boat. Maybe we're going to access Insomnia via a water route or something like that, or maybe we're just going to use it to go across to Angel Guard Island. I really don't know where they're going to go with this one. I would have never expected it. I am interested to see. I wonder if they'll use there is swimming assets that they've used in the game. I think Noctis has a swimming animation. It's be interesting to see if we can swim in some regard to this this boat thing. Quite interesting, really quite interesting. Takes the road trip kind of aquatic, I guess. Then we do see a little, well, not a little, a big ass whale thing in the waters. I'm wondering if we're gonna have a water-based fight. I don't know, Adamantoise 2.0 underwater or something like that. Interesting, very interesting. Then we have a big one, which is Insomnia City Ruins. So they've said that this is going to be a, it says expanded map here, but it says a dungeon. I don't know, because they're saying expanded map, it kind of makes me think that maybe when, yeah, see, over in the on the right hand side it says the cure for insomnia, and this is the quest that you get during chapter 14 or 15, and it is the final quest, and it's saying head to the Citadel. So I'm thinking in my mind that it's possible that the map that we go into in Insomnia for the final chapter where we confront Ardyn, I'm thinking that maybe they've expanded upon that and put extra areas, maybe that dungeon into it. Maybe chapter 14 is going to be a longer chapter in total, is how my mind's working. Otherwise, I don't know quite how they'd fit it in. But I could be wrong about that. Everything right here is, unless it's actually written on the website, it's just speculation on my part. But really cool to see this. Any excuse to see more of Insomnia is good. It's just a shame that it's all going to be wrecked and ruined for us. So pretty standard stuff there. We see Insomnia getting attacked though, which is odd. It's very odd. All I can imagine is this is the Cerberus shooting balls at the Citadel, as they call it, but that wouldn't really make much sense if Ardyn is waiting for us at the top. So I don't know what circumstance could actually make this whole thing happen. It seems like a bit of an odd approach to it, but I suppose Ardyn isn't really waiting at this point, but quite interesting. I don't know what to make of this turn of events. Then we have Ardyn here appearing in Insomnia. He's surrounded by, well, actually the Citadel is surrounded by, or the palace is surrounded by some type of force field or something. You see Noctis up here on top of like a flagpole, which looks hella cool. And then you got the bros standing down here at the bottom. I was originally thinking maybe this would be a type of comrades content, but it looks like it's part of the main story. Or I could be wrong, because they have said that we are going to be able to play as Noctis and the bros in Comrades. So it's entirely possible, I don't know about the confirmation or not, it's possible that all of this stuff is actually going to be within the Comrades expansion, or, you know, using the Comrades engine or something along those lines. Could be wrong, I don't know. Maybe we're going to get an extra chapter. We'll have to see how it goes. What do you guys think? Anything down here, I'm keen to hear your speculations and stuff on this, so leave it down in the comments. Then we have the Cerberus enemy, and if I'm not or Cerberus, yeah, Cerberus. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was in the tech demo, the NVIDIA tech demo back on the PC, like months and months and months ago. But they showed him more like the variation from well, I believe, unless my memory doesn't serve me correctly, they showed him more like the kind of sleek black xenomorph or the alien from the Aliens movie franchise, I believe. I think is that how they're represented also in Kingslave? I'm not sure, but this guy looks terrifying. Really cool too. Looks like it might be a pretty good fight against him. But the only thing I'm worried about, he's level 45. So, doesn't look like an endgame boss by any means, especially being level 45. So, yeah, but I'm so happy to see they're adding new enemies at least. Now, this guy, at first I was like, that's weird. He's using a samurai sword and stuff, but I couldn't really place his voice because he does talk at the end, and he's really quite bulky. Like, he's massively bulky. I believe this is Core Leonis, or Core the Immortal. We'll touch on that a little bit at the end, but it'll be interesting to see what role he plays in this one. If he, like, it's good to see him actually doing something. There you see Core as well jump in front of one of the fireballs too. So the second time Noct has been rescued from a fire blast in Insomnia, so interesting take on it. And then we have an extra boss, Omega. So, Omega is a returning, they usually have like an Omega weapon or Omega something in the different Final Fantasies, and it's great to see Omega making a return in here. We can see that his level is 119, so he's definitely like an endgame type of super boss, if you will. And also he looks like he's appeared in Insomnia, but it's weird, it's such a discrepancy to see that the to see the Cerberus be at level 45, and then we see the Omega at 120, which they both seem to be in the same setting. But it is possible that Omega is in like maybe a Menace dungeon type setting of Insomnia. Maybe that's what they're doing with it. I don't know, but goddamn, it does look cool. Also, Noctis is using like 3 different royal arms down here. I don't know if the devs just wanted to kind of showcase royal arms or not, or whether the royal arms will actually be made a bit more useful in extra patches. Actually, we'll check something. I'll see. He does warp strike the enemy. I want to see if he does lose health when he hits him. He does. So they haven't changed that way of it, and he hits him for 83 damage as well. So I don't know how effective that one is, but anyway. And then we have extra bosses, or extra boss rulers of yore. And they do say rulers because we do see a few different pictures or videos of the rulers of old Lucius. Now we can see this one is Take Down the Fierce, and this is all still in the Cure for Insomnia, so I think this is all going to be within that one chapter. But the Fierce is, he has the Mace of the Fierce. That's a royal arm that we get in the actual game. You can actually see, you'd probably recognize the mace there. It's kind of like the, like a bit of a star or a snowflake spiky mace thing. And then also we take on, it's looking like that one back there is a bit of a, I couldn't place her name, but I know she's one of the Lucian like rulers of yore. She looks fantastic, like the broken porcelain face and everything. It looks absolutely amazing. Really impressed with the artwork there. Then we have that actually looks like a little bit like the Sword of the Father. I could be, whoop, went back a bit too far on that one. I could be completely wrong on that, but that definitely looks like the Sword of the Father. So that would be very interesting if we actually have to fight King Regis. That would be, yeah, that would be quite amazing. Actually, I think King Regis has a bit of a cloak on him, so that could be one of the other rulers of yore. Again, I'm a bit excited. I'm just speculating here. So if you've got any other different theories, then just leave them down below. I'm willing to be corrected on this because it's all new information. The bros totally going at it. Looks like all new cutscenes or animations for them there. I don't think I've witnessed those in games. And then you see Noctis here fighting against the Mystic. It says take down the Mystic. So that's another one of the rulers of yore. And again, we see that new Armiger unleashed. There it is here. I'll let it play through. So he does much the same as the, I guess the Unleashed mode now, we'll call it, from chapter 11? Chapter 11 in Altissia when he fights against Leviathan. So that's a really cool mechanic to see, and it's great to see them evolving the battle style. Then they go over all the Season Pass content, of course, which we all kind of speculated that we would get. In fact, I thought that's all we would get, but...
Sisters, I ask you to stand by me and fight at my side for the light and for the future of our world.
So that was a rousing speech by, it looks like King Noctis at this point, and it looks like he's actually talking to the Kingsglaive here. So it's possible that these characters are maybe the characters in the front. Their face models don't look as well presented as the rest of the cast, so it's possible that these characters are actually the custom characters, and maybe we'll be getting a bit of a highlight in the in this cutscene. It is entirely possible because they have said they are going to expand the comrades, like they're going to expand the story. And today, just on stream today, I was talking about the possibility of us kind of like helping Noctis progress into Insomnia and maybe working around Insomnia. So it'd be actually pretty cool to come see that come to fruition. But it's really awesome that he's making this rousing speech. And there is the kind of the Corleonis dude in the background. So I think it's cool anyway. And there is the logo. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition.
Perhaps we'll meet again at daybreak.
That is cool. His voice just sounded a little bit different, but of course you have to realize that this is 10 years in the future. So Cor has aged quite a bit. I think in the game he was placed at like, we were talking about this during episode Gladiolus. like 43 or 46 or 36, and he's around about his 40s, so by this time he'd be around about his 50s, I would say. But he is looking bulk. Like in the game he's quite skinny, but he's looking really, really bulk in this those 10 years, man. He has done some training. I think he took up CrossFit or powerlifting or something, but he's looking swole af. Oh, and then Noctis kicks in, and then these beautiful videos pop up. Like, I mean, look at that. That's fantastic. But yeah, that is pretty much my impressions or my reaction, I guess, to the video. I'm kind of new at this, so it probably wasn't the best way to do it. My controls were messed up, but man, I am excited. Like, I'm just seeing all this information. Also, if you want to fangirl out or fanboy out and gush about the game, or say how much you hate it and you feel ripped off that you're going to have to buy the game again, which I don't really feel ripped off at all, considering the hundreds and hundreds of hours I've already got out of Final Fantasy. I don't care a little bit. Over on the Final Fantasy Reddit, which is reddit.com/r/rffxv, there is a topic that Blinding Awesomeness, who is awesome, made a sticky on the new Royal Edition and the Windows Edition. So she's gone over all the details that we've gone over as well, but included in that is they also made an announcement that the Windows Edition will also come out on March the 6th. So I believe it'll probably mirror the Royal Edition. Maybe it'll mirror the Royal Edition, but just be for the PC, I'm guessing. But there was a little bit more extra information here. And this actually came in an email that Square Enix sent out to select people. Or a lot of people, anyway. So it says, expanded map, Insomnia City Ruins. All new side quests and enemies such as Cerberus and Omega will be available through the expanded map of the Crown City of Insomnia. Players will also take on the rulers of Yore. And it says a fully controllable royal vessel, nothing new there. Can explore the areas between Cape Cairn and Altissia, so quite a bit to explore there. Also, when it comes to the Armiger Unleashed, it says a new accessory that can be activated, that can activate the new Armiger Unleashed. Players will be able to unleash powerful attacks while the Armiger is summoned. After collecting all the Royal Arms, players will be able to find an accessory in an unidentified part of the world, enabling access to Armiger Unleashed. I don't like the fact they put these new game-changing mechanics on an accessory. I really wish they would add it to the Ascension grid. It's actually, just thinking about it now, they haven't announced any changes to the Ascension grid, so I feel it's a untapped resource that they could use. I don't know why they keep on giving us accessories. Maybe it's easier from a programming point of view, but it would make so much more sense to have a new Ascension grid for it, but oh well. There is an all-new first-person camera mode, so this could be a pretty cool way to play the game. Maybe it'll touch into the VR at a later date. That would be pretty trippy, but I can't really see it happening. I don't know how combat would work with first person, because I imagine it'd be quite sickening, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. So you can experience the game from Noctis's perspective. More than a dozen pieces of downloadable content, including weapons, regalia skins, and item sets, will be added, so that's pretty cool too. All season pass content is included, of course. Also, there is an archive. Players can review the cosmogony stories scattered throughout the Final Fantasy XV world. Additional local myths and legends will also be placed in new various locations, allowing players to obtain more information about the world. Quests to obtain and strengthen Regalia Type D is also added. So it's good to see that they're building up the lore. And Tabata actually said himself that if they were to, or when they are going to have the episode Ardyn, they would need to strengthen the foundations of it. So by them putting the extra additional pieces of lore, you can see they're kind of already building up to episode Ardyn. So there will be new trophies in the game, and also we get the base game of Final Fantasy XV. Also mentioned here is the minimum requirements for the PC version of, or the Windows edition of Final Fantasy 15, so I'm spent. Also, it's going to support native 4K and 8K resolution. So that is massive. I am so glad that I upgraded my PC recently. All these specs can be found over here on the Final Fantasy 15 subreddit, so make sure you check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing a separate video on the Windows Edition. So I think that wraps it up for the most part. You might have been able to tell, but I'm pretty bloody excited about the whole thing. Personally, I feel like I definitely have got my money's worth with Final Fantasy 15 so far, and considering I built an entire YouTube channel out of it, then I'm pretty happy, and I really wouldn't mind getting the Royal Edition again, but that's just me personally. I'd like to hear your opinions down below. Anything you can speculate from this, or you know, kind of predict what's going to happen, then I'm keen to hear it down in the comment section below. But the fact that this is coming out in March, I think it's pretty safe. Well, I don't know if it's safe to say, but I don't know if we're going to be seeing any new content for Comrades or the game before then. I wouldn't imagine we would, but I hope I'm wrong, because that's about another 3 months off. But it would kind of line up with the fact that they want to do content every 3 months, because we've got episode Ignis in December, so about another 3 months, and we hit March with the Royal Edition. So yeah, that is it. That is what's going on, and I am hardcore pumped about it, actually. Excuse my noobness to my reaction. I've never done a reaction before, so there you go. Pretty pumped, pretty hyped, and hopefully you guys can stick with me on the journey to March, and we'll knock over some Royal Edition. But until then, make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because I'll push out any new updates I do get. I am still doing my playthrough of Final Fantasy 15 on the channel. We've got Dissidia coming out. We've got Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition as well, so there's going to be heaps and heaps of Final Fantasy to check out. So make sure you join me on that journey. Anyway, until then, if you did like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or suggestions, or you just want to tell me that I say about 58 million times in each sentence, then there you go. Leave it down in the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do so. This has been Lemon Eating Cow. Moo. See you guys.